Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to go through another MLB tier list today for the month of September, as we are less than a month away from finalizing the MLB playoff bracket and getting into the sweet month of October and playoff baseball. So with that little time left in the season, let us check in with each and every one of the 30 teams in MLB and see where they stand in the tier list. Here we have World Series contenders, division, wildcard teams, meh, bad, garbage, atrocious, White Sox. So let's go and get started with the LA Angels, currently sitting at 58-82, second worst record in the AL, fourth worst record in all of baseball. I'm saying they're a garbage team, mainly because they've wasted talent over the years and kind of don't care for the Angels right now. But yeah, they are a pretty bad baseball team. There's not much to say about the Angels, so garbage. Next up, we have the Houston Astros, currently sitting at 75-65, leading the AL West. Currently putting them in division, although I do think they will be more dangerous in October than people are giving them credit for right now, because they have the talent, they have the experience, they got the offense. A little bit worried about the pitching, but Houston, they're going to cruise another division title because the rest of their division is collapsing on themselves. So up there in division. Next up, we have the Oakland Athletics, 61-80. I'm only going to put them here in bad, not garbage, because they have at least been playing better these past few weeks. They got a good amount of young talent. They got Lawrence Butler playing really well. Brent Rooker has been pretty good for them this year. Should have been the A's all-star representative, just my opinion. But so unlike the Angels, who have no hope, the A's have a little bit of hope, other than the fact that they're moving to Sacramento next year. Toronto, 67-74. Another kind of just bad team. They're underperforming so hard this year. Don't know what is happening, because Vlad Jr. has been incredible, but Bo Bichette, not great this year. I mean, not really much else good going on in Toronto other than Vlad Jr. So up there in bad. The Atlanta Braves currently sit 76-64, tied for the final wild card spot with the New York Mets. So they're hanging on by a thread there, the Atlanta Braves. Again, another team that if they get in can be dangerous due to the experience they have, but other than that, not going too good for the Braves. Next up is my Milwaukee Brewers. Even though they currently have the third best record in baseball, I'm putting them into the kind of division tier, mainly because this is still a young team, and I don't think the pitching is going to be good enough. I mean, it's doing really valiant effort due to injuries or some underperformance that the Brewers have had. The pitching has done valiant, especially the starters, but I just don't see a rotation of Freddie Peralta, Colin Ray, Tobias Myers, Aaron Savali, and Frankie Montas making it to the World Series. They will be a very, very, very tough opponent for whoever faces them in the playoffs, but they're not there yet. They need a couple more pitching pieces. The offense has been really good, but starting to get some worry spots in a couple positions. But Brewers, they're going to win the Central. They are one of the best teams in baseball right now, but I do not think they are a World Series contender yet. Not Arizona. Oh, I got football in my brain. St. Louis Cardinals, a team I'm putting down in meh, 71-69, 5 games back of the last wild card spot. They're just meh. I mean, Arenado and Goldschmidt have not been doing that great. They did take 2 out of 3 from the Brewers here recently, but had to use extra innings for that. So, yeah, Cardinals just a very meh team right now. Same with the Cubs. At 72-68, 4 games back of the last wild card spot. They're starting to heat up a bit, but I do not. It's too little, too late for them. I think all the other wild card teams are heating up, and they probably will not be able to catch the Brewers. So, yeah, Cubs meh. Arizona Diamondbacks 79-62. Currently only a half game back of the Padres for the top wild card spot. They're currently number 2. And they have just been playing really good baseball lately. They are 4-6 in their last 10 games, so not that great recently, but they're chugging along. They're probably going to make the playoffs here, so Arizona, they're a wild card. LA Dodgers, tied for the best record in baseball, 84-56. They got the lineup. They got some solid pitching. They are World Series contenders. Now, Will they do anything in the playoffs? I do not know because they have underperformed quite frequently in the playoffs, but that's the Dodgers' curse. But they, on paper, they are World Series contenders. Next up, San Francisco, 69-72, kind of a meh team. Not much to say about them. They're just existing. Cleveland Guardians, another team I'm putting in division because I do not know how far that pitching will take them. And they're also getting pushed a little bit by the Royals and Twins, although they are about 4 games back each. Currently 80-60, second best record in the AL. But again, compared to a couple other teams in the American League, I do not think they're quite World Series contenders. But like the Brewers, they're going to be super annoying to play against and going to be a very, very tough out. But Cleveland up there in division tier. Seattle, currently sitting at 71-70, 5 games back at the last wild card spot in the American League. Another mad team. They're only a miracle to pull off a run here. 4 games back at the Astros, 5 games back at the last wild card. Very disappointing season for them because their offense has been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. The only reason why the record is the way it is because of their pitching. So, Seattle and Miami, currently at 52-88, second worst record in the NL, third worst record in baseball. They're not a very good team. This is kind of just a year they're going to reset here, I think. So, that's who I got there in garbage tier. Next up, we have the New York Mets, who, if you told me in April that they would be pushing for that last wild card spot, currently tied with the Braves for it, I would have said you were joking because of how they were playing. But they have been a really, really good, solid team here these past few months, and they've crept up on the Braves. And I would not be surprised if it goes down to the last 3 games set against, ironically, the Brewers to see if the Mets get in or not. But they've been playing good baseball. Next up, Washington, 62-78. They're a bad team with some young talent. They're trying just to get some guys some playing time, see if they're able to improve or not. So, yeah, up there for Washington. Not too much to say about them. Baltimore, I still think are World Series contenders. They are dealing with a bunch of injuries, but currently 81-60, best record in the AL. They are fighting tooth and nail with the New York Yankees for that division title and the number 1 seed in the American League. Cleveland is there as well. But I think they got the pitching. They definitely got the offense. So it's going to be intriguing to see how Baltimore does in the playoffs. But I think they have a chance to go far. San Diego, up here in wild card tier, they got talent. They got so much talent. They got some good pitching. I think Darvish was able to get back here soon. But yeah, they are a really solid team. They might even be able to push the Dodgers a bit for that division, currently only 4 games back of them. So San Diego up there in wild card. The other World Series contender for the National League is the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, what else do I need to say about them? Excellent pitching, good offense, bullpen solid. Currently tied for the best record in baseball with the Dodgers. Overall, very, very good team for Philadelphia. Next up, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates, currently sitting at 66-74. And I was calling them a bad team. They're 10 games back of the last wildcard spot. They were close there for a bit, hovering around 500, being competitive, but they've fallen off these past few weeks and months. Not really too much to say about Pittsburgh. They have definitely disappointed. And speaking of disappointing, the defending World Series champion Texas Rangers, 68-73, 8 games back of that final wildcard spot. They're bad. They have been bad this year. They've been dealt with injuries. Guys have underperformed, but hey, it's a World Series hangover. They got that ring. I think the fans are okay with the down year this year because they were still kind of celebrating that victory last year. So bad for Texas. Tampa Bay 69-71, 6.5 games back. They're right on the border of meh. I mean, there's not really much to say about Tampa Bay. They're not that great of a team this year, which is really strange considering how good they have been for the past decade, basically. But they're starting to fall off a bit here. So Tampa Bay and meh. Another team in meh. We have the Boston Red Sox 70-70. They were 3-7 in the last 10 games, lost 5 in a row. They were in a position earlier to challenge for one of these wild card spots in the American League, but that is no longer the case. They are officially in meh. tier for there. Cincinnati, 68 and 73. Going to put them on the high end of bad. I mean, they got a lot of talent, but they're not really able to put it together. I mean, Hunter Green's been fantastic this year. Of course, we all know Ellie De La Cruz, how great he's been, but I mean, they haven't been able to put anything together this year, and that's kind of concerning for their future. So, meh. Colorado, currently second worst record in all of baseball, and they're absolutely in the garbage tier. I mean, what even goes on in there? I think people just go there to drink. So, Colorado in garbage. Kansas City, currently sitting at 76 and 65, the last wild card spot in the American League. They've been riding the back of Bobby Wood Jr., who weren't for an historic season for Aaron Judge, would be the front runner for the AL MVP. And Kansas City has been really good. They played better than I thought they were. I thought they were going to kind of be fourth in their division this year. And they have definitely surprised. So, good job, Kansas City. And another thing that's been surprising here of late is the Detroit Tigers currently sitting at 71-70. Game over 500. They are 5 games back of that last wild card spot, but the fact that they're even this close after some struggles earlier in this year show that they're developing their talent pretty well there. So, they're up here in Meh tier. Minnesota up here in wild card. Close with the Royals. Half game separates them in the wild card standings. Minnesota's a half game up. They're hoping maybe try to push Cleveland a bit for that division title, but I don't think that's going to happen. But Minnesota has been a very, very solid team. And the other team I'm putting here in World Series contender is the New York Yankees, because I just think whoever wins the AL East, these are going to be the final 2 teams in the AL, because I think the Yankees have been fantastic. They have some very questionable decisions here lately in personnel, but Aaron Judge has been fantastic. He has struggled late, but still, dude is insanely good. And so Yankees up there in World Series contenders, and I think we all know what we're doing with Chicago. Currently 32 and 109 losses. They're 1-9 in their last 10 games, a negative 303 run differential. They are challenging for the worst season in baseball history. Worse than the Mets in 1960. One of those years. How are you this bad? You can't even try to be this bad. The next worst team is Colorado, who is 20 games better than you. It is absolutely insane how bad this team is, and they are a tier below. There is a tier separating the worst teams of baseball to this absolute stinking dung pile of a franchise. So, that's what I got here. I got World Series contenders. I got the Phillies, Dodgers, Orioles, and Yankees. Division tier, I have the Brewers, Guardians, and Astros. Wild card are the Padres, Diamondbacks, Twins, Royals, Braves, and Mets. Meh, I got the Cubs, Mariners, Tigers, Cardinals, Red Sox, Giants, Rays. Bad, I got the Reds, Rangers, Blue Jays, Pirates, Nationals, A's. Garbage, Angels, Marlins, Rockies. No one in atrocious. And then the White Sox. That's all I need to say about the tier. So, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. NFL season is here, so there's going to be a lot of content coming out about that. And, of course, my weekend review. Then we're going to get into the MLB playoff predictions and my recaps of those series as well. So, keep an eye out for future content, and I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.